Man, so the whole time I'm watching the Alexa Bliss Shayna Baszler match, I'm kind of distracted because I'm looking at Alexa Bliss and I'm like, she looks familiar. Like, I've seen this look before, but I can't quite put my finger on it. Like, something is. It's just something. Like, you look familiar. Huh. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Big Hero Chris back at you with your Hell in a Cell review. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. Leave me a thumbs up. Leave me some comments in the comment section. Let me know what you thought about the show. What were some of your favorite matches? What were your least favorite matches? What did you think overall about the show? Also, ring the notification bell. Let you know when I post more content. And hit me up on Twitter. Follow me. All those things. It's lit. So, for all the complaining I did about the build for the show and the fact that they took off one of the main events, put it on SmackDown, and then added more matches onto the show that I didn't really care about, even though we had all those factors going in, this wasn't too bad. It wasn't all that bad of a show. It was fairly entertaining. The only thing that really had me just scratching my head, like scratching the hell out of my head, was the Alexa Bliss Shayna Baszler match. Alexa Bliss won, but the shenanigans, bro, so much shenanigans. The match itself was fine. It showcased the supernatural ability of Alexa Bliss. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, because there were several spots during the match where Alexa Bliss would look into either Shayna Baszler's eyes or Reginald's eyes or Nia Jax's eyes and just have them under mind control. Like, she would just stare into their eyes and just had them under this trance, under this spell or whatever. Like, there was one spot where Nia Jax was on the outside of the ring, and Alexa Bliss was staring at her, and with her magic powers, Alexa made Nia slap Reginald. And I'm just like, I don't know. Like, I'm trying. I keep saying it's not for me, but I'm going to give it a chance. I'm going to try to see where this goes. Ah, man. I'm not. I'm not really feeling this, man. I'm trying my best to be a positive Pete instead of a negative Nancy, but WWE isn't really giving me much of an opportunity to be a positive Pete. But other than that, everything else on the show was pretty straight. Even down to the kickoff match. Like, yeah, the kickoff match between Natalya and Mandy Rose, they had a pretty decent match. The only thing I would have changed was Natalya won, and if I had like any kind of negative thing to say about it, I ought to have Mandy Rose win, because I'm assuming Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke are going to be the new number one contenders for the tag team championships, the women's tag team championships, and you have Mandy Rose lose to Natalya. So exactly what momentum do they have now? You know, what? I mean, I know the feud's going to go on because it's WWE and they don't have any women's tag teams. So, of course, the feud's going to go on. But exactly what momentum do they have going forward, you know? But the match itself was fine. Then you have the actual show itself, the actual Hell in a Cell show. And it starts off with the women's Hell in a Cell between Bianca and Bayley. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say, and this is just my opinion, but I'm going to go out and say that this was the match of the night for me. Now, in my predictions video, I said that this match really didn't warrant a Hell in a Cell match. And to be honest, none of the matches on the card would have warranted a Hell in a Cell match. I know people were saying, oh, the Kevin Owens Sami Zayn match should have been a Hell in a Cell. No, it shouldn't. It really shouldn't. None of the matches could. There was nothing really there for any of these matches to be inside of a Hell in a Cell, besides the fact that the name of the show was called Hell in a Cell. But for what it's worth, the match between Bayley and Bianca was pretty fire. You know, it was fun. Like I said, to me, match of the night. There was a whole bunch of cool spots involving Bianca's hair. There was one spot where Bayley tied Bianca's hair to a steel chair, and then Bianca kind of reversed that and just used that against Bayley, and was just using like, it was just pretty dope. Overall, the match between Bayley and Bianca was pretty dope. Bianca won. She's still the SmackDown Women's Champion. And I will say, as far as women's Hell in a Cell matches, they haven't missed so far. Like, out of all the women's Hell in a Cell matches, they've all been pretty on point. So no complaints there. The next match we had was Seth Rollins versus Cesaro, aka Cesaro. And another fine match. I mean, you look at the two dudes who are involved. You know, you got Seth Rollins and Cesaro. So, again, you already know that the match is going to be on point. Seth Rollins won. And I really don't have much else to say. Like, the match was dope. Seth won. I mean, what else can I say? Speaking of fine matches, another fine match we had was Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, and I saw a lot of people on Twitter saying that this should have been a Hell in a Cell match. No, not really. I mean, besides the past history they have, there hasn't really been much of a build. Like, this match was built over SmackDown, you know. It was a tag team match. Kevin Owens lost because of Nigerian Nail. Sami Zayn was happy about it, and then Kevin Owens won the match, which led to the match we had tonight between the two. And again, it was fine. It was on point because it's Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. These two dudes have been fighting forever. Like, you hear the Fight Forever chants. This embodies them. Like, these are the living embodiments of Fight Forever because they have like 3,000 matches, and it's like, if they don't have a match at least 2 times a year, the world will be invaded by aliens. So thank you, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, for your sacrifice to keep the aliens away. But, you know, Sami Zayn actually won. Yeah, again, nothing really else to really say, you know. After the match, it was pretty funny because you had Sami Zayn yelling at Michael Cole, saying that, yeah, he's the people's champion, and Pat McAfee was like, yeah, you tell him, Sammy, you're bleeding all over the place, but good for you. Yeah, I already talked about the Shayna Baszler Alexa Bliss match. The other match I have to talk about is the match between Charlotte and Rhea Ripley, and it was alright. My only complaint is it looks like this feud is going to continue. So Rhea Ripley won. Well, actually, Charlotte won the match by disqualification, which means Rhea Ripley is still the champion, which of course means that this feud is going to continue. So most likely they'll have another match either on Raw or at Money in the Bank, and most likely Charlotte's going to win there. But like I've said it before, and I'll continue to say it because I don't care about either one. I mean, Rhea Ripley's alright. If I had to pick between someone I had to cheer for, it would probably be Rhea Ripley. But the way WWE is marketing these two, or I don't want to say marketing, but pushing these two, they're both heels. And there's nothing wrong with a heel versus heel situation or heel versus heel dynamic. But there's no one really to cheer for. Like, they're both dicks. So exactly who am I supposed to care about? And again, the match ended in a disqualification. And even the way the match ended was Rhea Ripley hit or knocked Charlotte into the announcer's table or whatever, and that caused a disqualification. So the feud is going to continue, and okay, cool. So of course now this leads to our main event of the show, the second Hell in a Cell match of the night between the almighty Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre. And the stipulation, besides it being a Hell in a Cell, is if Drew McIntyre loses, he can no longer challenge for the WWE Championship as long as Bobby Lashley is champion. And I kind of went back and forth on who I thought was going to win. My feelings were telling me that Drew was going to win, but I'm glad I was wrong. And of course, you know what that means. Bobby Lashley is still WWE Champion, which means Black History Month continues. Happy Juneteenth, Happy Black History Month, Happy Father's Day, all those things. Bobby Lashley is still the almighty WWE Champion. And even though, like I said before, like, none of these matches deserve to be inside of Hell in a Cell, this was another fine Hell in a Cell match. Like, there was some cool spots during the match. There was even one spot where the referee got knocked down and Drew hit the Claymore on Bobby, and he was going for the cover of the 1, 2, 3, but the referee was knocked down. And Drew was like, it was telling the referee that's on the outside of the cage to get in and count, and do something. And in doing so, the referee gets in the cage, and so does MVP. So now you have MVP getting involved in the match, hitting Drew with his cane, distracting Drew and holding Drew's leg. But none of that mattered because Bobby Lashley is still the almighty WWE Champion. That was it. That was Hell in a Cell 2021. The last pay-per-view in the Thunderdome. So I guess you can call this kind of sort of the end of an era. The next pay-per-view is going to be Money in the Bank. That's going to be in front of a live crowd. So that's going to be pretty cool to see another WWE event in front of an actual crowd, to see how they react to everything that's going on throughout the WWE, to see what they like, what they don't like. So yeah. But I don't know, Hell in a Cell, it was alright. It wasn't nothing spectacular. The only real matches worth checking out were the women's Hell in a Cell match, the men's Hell in a Cell match, the Sami Zayn Kevin Owens match, and the Seth Rollins Cesaro match. Other than that, everything else was alright. Nothing really spectacular, nothing really to write home about. But yeah, those are my opinions, those are my thoughts. What did you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. Did you enjoy Hell in a Cell? Did you not? Did you like it? Did you think it was boring? What did you think? Let me know in the comment section below. Like, comment, subscribe, all those cool things. I'm out. You guys take care. I'll catch you in the next one.